Hey folks, it's Jim. I'm going to do a quick video on the Bissell Cordless Powerglide 36 volt lithium ion vacuum, which is very versatile, and I finally found a cordless that I actually like. Now, why would I bring this up for solar? My 12 amp pet vacuum, which is also a Bissell, not that that's important, draws 1440 watts at 12 amps. At 120 volts, 1440 watts, 12 amps is 1440 watts. In 20 minutes, I consume 480 watts. This little vacuum here only consumes about 40 to 50 watts in 20 minutes. That's 1/10 of the power draw. So we have a power factor of 10 to 1 or 1 to 10, depending on which one ever you look at, but a 10 to 1 power factor, or 1 to 10. Here's the other thing on batteries. Let's look at the vacuum. There's the vacuum itself. If you were running a 12 volt system, 1440 watts would be 130 amps. So think about it. Charging this little cordless vacuum is about 4 amps max, okay? So that's all the load it puts on your batteries. And as you know, when you're running small systems, having huge amp loads like that on your batteries is just not good. For one thing, I don't care what battery bank you're running, an amp load of 130 amps at 12 volts is not good for it. At 24 volts, that's 65 amps. Still not good for a battery bank. Sorry, my dog's trying to get into the view here. So the whole thing charges at 50 watts. It's 1/10 of the power draw of my 12 amp pet vacuum. Now, this thing actually does do the pet hair, the dog's hair, the cat hair, and everything. Although I don't have plush carpets in my house, I've gone away from that. I don't think it's healthy to have carpeting in a home anymore. So that's just my personal opinion. You do what you want. But it did do the low pile carpets in my bedroom fantastic, as good as my 12 amp vacuum, which I was very impressed with. So, and the other feature is the wand on this. Unlike the Hoover cordless, Bissell really thought the wand through on this. You can reach behind your toilets, you can reach over furniture and get your window pane sills and all that. You can reach over furniture and get up in the corners of your ceiling to get the cobwebs and the dust bunnies down from there. They really thought it through. It works very well. So anyway, but again, it's the power factor of 1 to 10 is the reason why I've wanted a cordless vacuum. They are pricey. This was $200. But let's look at some of the features. The one thing I like about it is the wand. I showed you that earlier, and it has one heck of a reach, okay? So if you pull the little thing out, as you can see, this sucker really stretches, unlike the Hoover. You can get down between stuff, add the little extension onto it with your brush. You got that. You don't have to run it with the brush. You can also slide that back, and you've just got your regular plastic piece for getting down in the grooves and things of that nature where you don't want the brush. But if you do want the brush, just slide it back out. I like the way they thought that through. Another thing I like about it is it fits snugly in the holder, not loose like a lot of vacuums, okay? That was another big factor that I like. I don't want pieces falling off. What I really love about it, as most of you who vacuum your homes, cords are a pain in the butt. Well, this solves that as well. No more cord, right? It's 36 volt. The thing I wanted to show you was the switches, on, off. That's excellent when you're using it as a canister vac. Your thumb is right on the switch, okay? Because you can drop this bottom piece off and carry around like a canister vac. It's ultra lightweight too, by the way. So people who are carrying big canister vacs trying to do their spring cleaning and all that, this really is going to save you a lot of back breaking of hauling around that big canister vac. And especially when you can drop this bottom piece off, it takes some of the weight away. To empty it, you just pull that out, push the button like on a lot of these. I don't like these type of emptying, but we got what we got here. At least it picks up dog and cat hair. That's the most important thing that I wanted. And the reach of the wand, again, was the other feature. Okay, let's get down to the battery house. Again, it's simple. Just pull that off. Your battery slides right out, okay? And very very simple to do. Just put it back in. It'll actually work without the cover on, but I don't recommend it because you don't want dust on your battery contacts. I'll let you hear it. Has a slight delay for the capacitance to build up, so you're not even putting a major load on that battery. I like that they thought that through. Okay. Then you can switch to low power. That saves you even more energy if you're just doing hard floors and things of that nature. Then you can turn on the beater bar. You got to, once you put that down, you can turn off and on the beater bar, which is great. Saves you a lot of power when you're using the wand. You do have to switch it when you're using the wand over 2 hose. You just turn that dial like that. That's all you do. All right. It also is a swivel head, which I really like. Okay, it swivels around so you can get behind things and in and around stuff. That's another feature I wanted. Really works great. Again, doesn't make a lot of noise, but most of all, doesn't draw a lot of power. Okay, now, what I wanted to show you is that it's true that this thing only draws about 50 watts. I wanted to show you that. So we're going to put this on the charger. I'm going to pick you up. We're going to get a little shaky. But hang in there. Okay, there's your kilowatt meter. Alright, so let's zoom in on it. 0.3 watts in idle mode, and it goes to 0. So this thing, even in ghost mode, if you were to leave the charger on, wouldn't do much. Okay, now let's plug her in. And there we go. We're charging 54.5 watts. Now, when I run it for 20 minutes, it takes about 45 minutes to fully recharge it at less than 50 volts, or 50 watts, I mean, because it, what it'll do is it'll go at 50 watts for about 10 minutes, and then it'll scale down to 40 to 30 watts, then it'll scale down to 15 watts for about 5 minutes to top the batteries off. So total to recharge it was probably about a complete total of about 40 watts. I've done it 3 times. It seems to work out the same time. So 40 watts of consumption for 20 minutes of use. That is fantastic, where my old vacuum was 500 watts for 20 minutes of use. Okay, I want you to really think that through, all of you people out there. That's why I'm doing this video. 50 watts for 20 minutes versus 500 watts on a 12 amp vacuum for 20 minutes. Okay, huge power factor. 10-to-1 ratio on this this guy, and I really enjoy this little vacuum, and it has done the job again. I just wanted to share that with you. It has done the job. So you know, for all of you people looking for a little vacuum that you want, you know, up to camp or on a smaller solar system or in your RVs or whatever, this little vacuum is actually doing the job. I'm very pleased with it. I didn't like the small Hoover. It didn't have enough suction. It wasn't good on the dog hair and the cat hair. Again, though, the type of carpeting I use is very small for my throw rugs. They're rubber mat type stuff, especially in my dog's room. But around my house, they're low pile throw rugs and things of that nature. The back half of my house is carpeted, but again, that's low stuff. It's not plush shag carpeting and that type of thing. So I haven't used it on that kind of carpet. I've only used it on low pile carpet. Works excellent on that. Haven't had a problem with it. Works excellent on the floors. Being able to turn the beater bar on and off allows me not to blow dust bunnies all over the floor. It actually sucks them up. It gets the dog and the cat hair up off the hardwoods and all that. The wand, as again I showed you the reach, it would go from 10 to 12 feet if I add the 2-foot extension that comes on my other Bissell. Fantastic for doing ceilings and cobwebs, and because when I go back to camp after haven't been up there for a month, I've got cobwebs in the corners and stuff. So you got to do it, and every year you got to do your own house that way, or every month or whatever. So this thing does all the jobs that I needed. It will get behind the toilets, which is a pain in the butt with the other Hoover cordless. This thing does it. It's got that wand that actually reaches, so I really, really like this thing. I'm very happy with it. The power is good enough. It's not as obviously like a full-size vacuum, but it is cordless, has 1/10 of the power draw, and it does the job, and that's the important thing. So all you RVers, you can now vacuum your RVs with this little product. And it's small, lightweight, easy to stow. You could probably hang it on a hook in a small closet somewhere. And that's another thing I like about it. You can also remove the bottom piece to carry it around like a canister vac for spring cleaning and all that. Doing your ceilings, corners, all that stuff. That's another feature that's on it. So far, so good. Again, the reason why 1440 watts, again, at 12 amps at 120 volts is 130 amps. At 24 volts, that's 65 amps. That's damaging to our batteries. This thing, 4 amps recharges it. And it's a power factor of 1 to 10. So this thing draws 1/10 to do the same job my other vacuum did. 1/10 of the power. 50 watts versus 500 watts in a 20-minute run. Isn't that awesome? So for all you solar people out there, I think we finally got a cordless that'll actually do the job. Now will it stand the test of time? I will continue to do updates. I recommend that you buy it at Lowe's because, and the only reason why I do that is Lowe's has a 90-day return policy. So if it doesn't do the job for you, you got plenty of time to figure that out and return it. And that's why I'm using it. So over the 90 days, I will do another review. If I keep it, I'll do a review again 9 months to a year after that. Anyway, Experience, Strength, and Hope, I finally think we got a cordless that will actually get most of the jobs done. And very close, almost comparable to a full-size 12 amp vacuum. Experience, Strength, and Hope, Jim out.